everybody, and welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm going to show you my variation on hot cocoa. So you guys have seen hot cocoa bombs, you've seen stir sticks, you've seen all of those variations of how to make really cute ways to make hot cocoa. So I'm going to show you how I'm making hot cocoa bomb sickles. So we take cake sickle molds and we make ganache, pour it in there, let it harden, pop it out, and decorate it. You guys, it is so much easier than hot cocoa bombs. You don't have to fill the molds and then blah, blah, blah. You know the drill. So let's get into the video where I show you how to make these super easy, but really cute, really impressive, perfect gift for somebody. Let's go.
All right, to make these, you're gonna need a cake sickle mold. I got this one half off at Hobby Lobby for like $3, super cheap. And then you'll need the popsicle sticks. They're like special ones that go with these molds, so you'll want to get the smaller ones, not just like the ones you get at, for regular crafts. And then I'm using dark chocolate. You could use any kind of chocolate. If you prefer a milk chocolate hot cocoa, then use milk chocolate. And then you also need heavy whipping cream, which I'll talk about in a moment. Okay, so when I created this recipe, I intended it to use heavy cream, but the store was sold out, so I'm going to use a substitute here. So I'm starting with 2 tablespoons of butter, and I'm going to pop that in the microwave. All right, so now that my butter is melted, I'm going to add milk up to the 1/3 cup line. If you had heavy whipping cream, you would just heat up a 1/3 cup of heavy whipping cream. Since I don't have that, I melted my butter, and now I'm adding my milk in here. And then once I have my milk in there, I'm going to heat it till it is nice and steamy. So you remember when I said fill it up to the 1/3 cup line? I meant the 1/2 cup line. Okay, just a little more milk. I was not doing my math correctly. So if you're using heavy whipping cream, you would use a 1/2 cup. There we go. So I just pulled my milk out of the microwave when it was nice and steamy. I think it was in there for about 45 seconds. And now I'm going to add this. Now this is 10 ounces of chocolate, and this is a 1/2 cup of liquid. Again, if you're using heavy whipping cream, you just use a straight 1/2 cup of whipping cream. So you're going to add all the chocolate in to the bowl. And this is a pretty dry ganache. It's not a real liquidy one. So as the chocolate melts, you'll just kind of keep swirling it, and the chocolate chips will keep sinking as they melt, and you want to just kind of keep doing this till it's all covered. Or mostly covered like this. And then we'll let this set for a couple minutes. This just gives it a chance to melt. If you just start stirring it, you're going to start cooling it off right away. So we just let it set, and we'll come back in a couple minutes and stir it up. Okay, it's had a chance to sit, so now I'm going to give it a mix and see how it's going to come together. So a whisk works really well to pull this together. In fact, I'm going to grab one. A spoon will work, it just takes longer to pull it all together. So bringing my whisk in here and just whisking it until it's smooth. And you can see it start to come together. It does come together a lot more quickly with a whisk than a spoon. And you can see all of a sudden it starts to thicken up as well. Okay, now I'm stirring it, and I'm going to keep stirring it until it's smooth. Now if I stir for quite some time and it's not quite smoothing out, like I have some kind of graininess or some chocolate bits that aren't melted, then I'll pop it back in the microwave on 30-second increments. So you would go 30 seconds, stir, and then you would do another 30 seconds if you needed to. You never want to go too long because you can burn the chocolate. Let's see. Mine is smooth. So I am ready to mold it up. And you guys, really, it's so easy. Like, compared to regular hot cocoa bombs, like infinitely easier. All right, so to fill these up, we're just dropping in our ganache mixture. It's better not to overfill these because then you just kind of make more work for yourself. Oops. If you do overfill or you just want a nice clean top here, grab a spare popsicle stick and swipe towards the top with the flat side there, and then that's going to make that a lot cleaner. And then to finish it off, before we pop it in the freezer, we will stick our popsicle stick in the bottom here. Now when we stick it in, it kind of messes the ganache up a little bit, so I'll come back in, scoot it over, and kind of smooth it back out. And you can always take this as well, and you can take it and just kind of tap it or gently drop it on your counter. And that'll also help kind of smooth it out and make sure it gets all in all the nooks and crannies. So I'm going to finish filling my cavities, and then I'm going to pop this in the freezer. All right, so it's time to start popping them out of their mold. So these pop out pretty easy. You just want to start at the top and push that out, and then work towards the bottom. And then these are very solid compared to like if you make cake sickles. So they pop out really easily. And there we go, so cute. So I'm going to keep popping these out till they're all out. Okay, so they're all out of their molds. You can see that they are ready to go. And all we have left to do is to decorate them. And then I'll show you how they will work in a cup of hot milk. So you can decorate them any way you want, but here's how I'm going to do it. Before I start decorating, I'm just going to pop this water in the microwave till it's almost boiling, and we'll use that to melt our chocolate. While that's in the microwave, I'm just going to I'm using some white candy melt and then some chocolate flavored candy melt, and I'm going to throw those into some piping bags. Okay, so my water is on the edge of boiling, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my bags of candy melts and I'm just going to stick them in the water. And they will float to the top, so you'll want to just take something and weight them down. So I'm just going to throw these spoons on top of them just to keep them submerged. And you could put something heavier, but that should do the job. I'm going to set that aside, so you just leave it in there for about a minute, and then we'll give it a massage. While that's there, I'm going to take, and to decorate these, I'm going to use a few different things. I have these gold sprinkles, I have this snowflake mix, and then I'm also going to take some candy canes, and I'm just going to give those a crush. Okay, so those are all ready to go. So I've got a few different ways to finish these off, and now let's check on the chocolate. So here's my chocolate, and you guys, this was less than a minute, and you can see it's all melted. There might be a few lumps, so I just give it a massage. If it's not quite melted, if there's still a few lumps that aren't coming out, then I'll just drop it back in the water, and I'll massage my other one. Again, I'm feeling a few lumps in it, so I'll just submerge these both again, give them another 30 seconds massage, and they should be ready to go. Okay, here are the hot cocoa sickles out of the freezer. I do want to point out that these need to be stored in the fridge, so when you gift these, make sure you instruct them to store them in the fridge. You could store them in the freezer as well. They won't work at room temperature, obviously, until you're ready to make them. So I'm going to grab my chocolate here, and I dry off the bag. I don't want to drip any water on the sickle. And I'm going to grab my scissors, and all I'm going to do is snip off the corner of the bag here. And then I'm going to come in, and I'm going to kind of decorate more the corner of the sickle. So coming here, I'm just going to give it a little drizzle like that. And you want to work pretty quickly because the chocolate is going to set. And I'm just going to come in with some of these gold sprinkles. Give it sprinkle there. Whoa, I'm making a mess. And that one's good. And then, and you can do whatever you want with these decorations. There's lots of options. I'm now going to come in with my white chocolate. And again, drying that bag off. Cutting the corner. And now I'm going to do a drizzle. And I'm going to get my candy canes ready to go so that it doesn't harden. These are cold, so when those candy melts hit it, it definitely could have the tendency to get hard before you get your candy canes on there. So, next one. Again, I like that look on the corner, so I'm probably just going to stick with that. So, going with the white chocolate drizzle, and then grabbing my candy cane. Sorry for the bouncing of the camera. And just going to throw that on top. And I love the candy cane because it'll make the hot cocoa taste even better as well. So it's not just like a pretty thing, it is a delicious thing. And coming over here, I'll do another white chocolate drizzle. And I'm gonna hit it with some more sprinkles. I'm gonna be using this winter mix here. So cute. I put plenty on there. They're not all gonna stick when I stand this up. But anyway, that's that. So now that they're all decorated, I did just pop them into the freezer for about 5 minutes, so just so they're really nice to handle. Like I said, these need to be refrigerated. They could be frozen. They really don't need to, but they must be refrigerated. So make sure you just make that note when you gift them, or else they'll kind of turn into a mess. So I have these little bags here, and I'm just going to slide. I want to show you a few different ways to kind of gift this, because I think that makes it really special when you have a nice way to package it up. So I have these little cellophane bags, and you guys notice I'm just breaking off that extra chocolate there, just to make it nice and clean. Looks good. And then I'll slide it in my little cellophane bag. Okay, and there it is. And then I'll just pull it together at the bottom. Give it a twist. And then it's really nicely packaged. So I'm going to package the rest, and then I'll show you how I put it all together. Okay, so I have these all individually packaged. They are ready to gift. Here's how I would do that. So I would take a box, and I thought it would be fun to fill the box with some marshmallows. So kind of creating a bed of marshmallows, if you will, just kind of as a fun way to present these truffle sickles, and then also like they can actually use the marshmallows in their hot cocoa, so kind of a 2-for-1 decoration and something they can use. So I would just drop these truffle sickles in here, and that is a really fun presentation of the truffle sickle. All right, to serve it, you just want to heat up some milk here, and honestly, it kind of depends on your preference how much milk to heat up. I believe this is 9 ounces of milk, so I'm going to stick my sickle in there, and I'm just going to stir it until it's all melted. It can be helpful just to let it sit for a little bit and then give it a stir. So letting it sit here for a little bit, stirring it every once in a while, and you can see it starting to melt down in there. Starting to get super rich and yummy. And again, the amount of milk that you choose to use is just based on your preferences. Like if you like a really rich hot cocoa, or it's really chocolatey, or if you prefer like a more milky hot cocoa, that's all dependent on your personal preference. All right, and you guys can see it has melted. This produces such a yummy, rich hot cocoa from that ganache. It's not like powdered hot cocoa. It is the real deal.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more Christmas content, hit subscribe. I'm making more videos, so I hope to see you in a future video. Thanks for watching. We'll see you later. Bye.